Hi everybody, 16 ounce setups here. Today we're going to be talking about office chairs, particularly office chairs in the $500 price range. If you want to jump around in the video, first I'm just going to be talking about things to consider in this price range, and in the back half of the video I'll actually be reviewing the chair I purchased, the Haworth Soji. Now, one thing you might want to consider right off the bat is if you're willing to consider a used chair. You can find really great chairs like the Herman Miller Aeron, the Steelcase Sleep, and the Steelcase Samia on places like Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist in the $400 to $500 price range. Personally, I know I wanted something brand new, and just keep in mind that warranties aren't always adhered to when you're buying a used office chair. That being said, regardless, there are 4 things I would be on the lookout for if you're buying a new or a used office chair. The first thing I want to consider is ergonomics. This is honestly the primary reason why I wanted to upgrade my office chair. It's something that you're investing in for the long term. Even if you're spending a lot up front, just know that you might be sending yourself a trip to the doctor's office later down the road. The next thing you want to consider is longevity. If you are spending this amount of money on a chair, you're going to want it to last, upwards of 10 to 15 years. So I would really recommend looking at a company as a whole, seeing what kind of warranties they offer, seeing what kind of return periods they offer, just knowing that you can get some kind of peace of mind years after your purchase. Third thing I would consider would be adjustability. Your body's going to change over time. What you think is comfortable might change over time as well. So I would really get something that can raise or lower easily, maybe has adjustable armrests, maybe an adjustable back, something that your body will be able to adjust to over time. And finally, I would consider materials and aesthetics. Obviously, you want something that looks pretty nice, but don't buy something that's super trendy. Something that may look really cool and flashy now might not look great in 5 to 10 years. So with all that being said, that led me to the purchase of the Haworth Soji. I did some research on Haworth itself. They have a fantastic warranty. They have great environmental practices. They have a history of manufacturing chairs in the United States. Everything about the company hinted at one of my points, longevity. I knew I'd have no issues if I ever had any problems with the chair in the future. And they also offer a 30-day return period if you don't like your chair right off the bat. And if you're looking at chairs that don't offer anything like this, don't offer any kind of return period, I would really recommend trying them out in person. And I think this is a big key when shopping around. You don't really want to lock yourself into anything that you may not like out of the gate. So if you're buying a chair, make sure it either has a good return period or you have tried it in person first. So jumping around to materials and aesthetics, I really like the coloring and materials of this thing. The black accents underneath the chair kind of accentuate some of the black accents I already have in my office space. I really love the gray and beige kind of theme going on here. It really gives a kind of cozy vibe to the chair. Makes me excited to go sit down at work in the morning. I know I'm not going to feel uncomfortable, and I get that feeling just by looking at it. If you're not a fan of this colorway, the Soji does come in hundreds of different options. This is all customizable, so you can change the seat material, the seat color, the back material and color. The options are really endless here. As far as materials go, this particular model comes with a knitted mesh back. It's super breathable. I would describe the tension as, kind of springy. It's firm, but not uncomfortable. It's soft, but, not too depleted. The seat, I have had no issues with it bottoming out, and this is after 6 months. I'm a relatively light person coming in at 140 pounds, but still no issues bottoming out. Even if I kind of spring on the chair myself, I don't really anticipate any issues in the future here. Now, moving on to one of the main reasons I bought this chair, and that is for its ergonomic capabilities. This thing is insanely adjustable. I am confident that it could fit almost any body type. First of all, you can adjust the height. I feel like this is standard of any particular chair. Moving on to the back itself, the back is very adjustable. You can adjust the tension in the way that the back leans back. So, if you're a heavier person, you can make the tension tighter so it won't lean back as easily. If you're lighter, you can do the same. If you want to lean all the way back, you can simply loosen it all the way and just fly right on back. It does, of course, have a lock in place. So if you don't want any lean back at all, or if you just want to fluctuate between the two on a day-to-day basis, you can easily lock it in place. The back also has optional lumbar support. This is something that was totally new to me. I've actually never had lumbar support in any chair ever, so it took some getting used to. Fortunately, Haworth has a great video on their website showing, how things should be adjusted, where your lumbar support should be. There was an adjustment period for me. At first, I actually found it a little itchy for the first few weeks, which I thought was interesting, but now I can't imagine living without it. I have seen some reviews saying that the lumbar support here feels non-existent, but again, for me, it was a big change. I can definitely feel it, and I don't anticipate me not liking it at any point in the future. Moving on to the arms, this is something that honestly blew my mind. These literally move in every direction. These 4D armrests, so to speak, are insane. They move up and down. They have multiple different settings for multiple different heights. They move left, they move right, they move forwards, they move backwards, and they also rotate. So really, if you place your arms at any point during the day in any position, I am confident that these arms can be adjusted to you. Moving on to the seat itself, the seat is actually way more adjustable than I initially anticipated. I learned embarrassingly recently that the seat can be moved forwards and backwards depending on the length of your legs. So again, this is all pushing towards the most optimal ergonomic position for you. This model also does have an option to tilt your seat forward for ultimate productivity. I don't have that option on this particular model. Again, a lot of the more customized options will increase the price of this chair, but we'll discuss that in a second. So rounding out the adjustability and ergonomic aspect of this chair, I would probably categorize this as extreme bang for the buck. I have no doubt that there are better ergonomic chairs out there. I have no doubt that there are more adjustable chairs out there, but at the $500 price range, especially in the new category, I doubt you'll be getting more features and more ergonomic capabilities than with the Haworth Soji. So this will lead to more of the customization and pricing discussion. And obviously the price is going to vary wildly depending on how you customize this chair. Now, Haworth does offer a quick ship option, which is actually the option that I purchased. And this is how you can get one of these chairs for the under $500 benchmark. I will say that everything that was discussed in this video is included with this chair, with the exception of the seat tilting forward. If you want some of the more crazy color combinations, you want some more crazy adjustability, you are going to have to go above the $500 price range, and things do get pricey pretty quick. But again, I feel like everything that's included with a quick ship option is perfectly fine. As far as ordering went, everything was super smooth. Again, I didn't really have any concerns. I know Haworth has a stellar warranty. I know there's a 30-day return period with free shipping. This chair was shipped directly to my door in a huge box. It was already pre-assembled, so I pulled it inside and no assembly was required, and it was good to go out of the gate. Again, I would recommend watching one of the Haworth adjustability videos so you can tune this chair to your needs. And 6 months later, I'm still loving this thing. I sit in it probably 4 to 6 hours a day, maybe 3 to 5 times a week, depending on the day, depending on the week. I don't have any kind of fatigue-like pains that I used to, which I'm confident is from the old office chair I used to have. The seat hasn't bottomed out. Like I discussed previously, the lumbar was kind of itchy at first, but I've since adjusted. And this is something I can see myself spending a lot more time in the future. Again, the things that we discussed here, the ergonomics, the longevity, the adjustability, and the materials and aesthetics are all something that I investigated in, are all something that I feel like are represented well by this chair, and something I could definitely recommend in the $500 price range. But this video isn't meant to be me telling you what chair to buy. It's meant for you to see what I considered when I was looking for a chair, and maybe you can take some of that and apply it to your own life, apply it to your own setup. And that being said, I think that's going to about do it for this video. I am 16-ounce setups. This week I was drinking the Holler Mountain Blend out of Stumptown coffee from Queens, New York. Definitely a lighter coffee I was brewing out of just the ceramic pour over this week. Light body, pretty sweet with some tail end of acidity. Very enjoyable, very light. See you guys in the next one.